It's my feel-good breakfast show.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. This is Expresso only on SABC3. A beautiful morning down in the mother city. But we're talking about a rather serious issue right now. Now, we know that over the past year, the country has been experiencing a massive drought, and that's also seen various water restrictions put into place for certain regions. Now, Cape Town's water crisis has reached critical status. And this morning, just to give us a bit of an update as to where we currently stand in the mother city and Cape Town surrounds, we have the city's Mayoral Committee Member for Informal Settlements, Water and Sanitation, and also Energy, Xanthea Limberg. Xanthea, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Really appreciate it. Happy New Year to you.
Happy New Year to you.
Yeah, I hope it's going to be a good one. I hope we get some rain at that as well. Xanthea, I think a lot of people has been, taking note and sitting up straight when they read the notice, especially on social media sites, saying that there's 100 days of usable water left for Cape Town. What is the current status?
Well, South Africa is experiencing drought, and Cape Town isn't immune to the impacts of the drought that we are experiencing. Our latest figures show that our dam levels are at 42.5% for the entire province. And we share our water supplies with other municipalities, and they are equally as consistent and conscious of the risks that we are posed with. And so we are asking our residents to save water, to minimize the usage of water. Unfortunately, we've also seen an increase in water consumption amongst our residents. We've asked, since the inception of the level 3 water restrictions, that residents use 800 megalitres of waters per day. Our latest stats show that the consumption has increased to 890 megalitres per day. So in order to ensure that we remain on track and have a sustainable water supply, we are going to need our residents to work with us to ensure that we are not at risk of further water constraints.
Yeah. All right, and also, I mean, if you take a look at, the water levels dropping very, very low, I mean, what does this mean for the actual quality of the usable water?
So at 42.5%, last week we were sitting at 44%. So we've dropped by 2% over a period of a week. Wow. And if we continue on that trend, we are at risk of sitting at 20% or low before the rainy season begins. And it becomes extremely difficult when you attempt to extract water at 10% dam levels, because then you're really getting into the dead water, and it's filled with a range of other particles like sand.
Yes.
And then we become even more dependent on adequate rain within our winter season, and that is a serious risk to the city and its residents, and therefore we don't want to end up in a situation where we are dependent on additional rainfall, and that's why we have to save as much as we can while we have sufficient water.
I don't think we can stress enough, how serious this issue is, and, for people to go out there and really try and save water where they can, because this really is a collective effort when it comes to saving water. It's not just one person. What's the knock-on effect of this crisis, of low water levels?
Well, water is the most important resource. We use it in our day-to-day lives. It is required for life and the operation and our economy, and it's a scarce resource that we have to protect while we have it. And therefore, the city will be taking tougher restrictions. We are taking new restrictions to council next week, and we are going to be implementing those restrictions from the 1st of February 2017, and it will include things like not being able to water with potable water. We also are going to be restricting water of parks and gardens to a Tuesday and a Saturday before 9 a.m. and after 6 p.m. We are also not allowing people to have portable swimming pools and not to fill up their swimming pools with potable water. These are all the measures that we'll have to implement in the short term to ensure in the long and medium term that we have adequate water supply going forward. And so we are going to ensure that those users that have been consuming more water than is required, we will be targeting those individuals by doing door-to-door visits. We're also going to enhance our education and awareness so that residents can help us and implement a range of water-saving tips in their day-to-day lives.
Xanthea, thank you very much. I mean, just hearing you explaining it, I mean, you can understand why it is such a serious issue. And we urge every single one out there, not only in Cape Town, to go out and look after the water source. I mean, this really is such a precious resource. And go and do a little bit of research as to how you can save some water. Xanthea Limberg here this morning, City's Mayoral Committee of Informal Settlements, Water and Sanitation Services, and also Energy, just giving us an update on the Cape Town water crisis.